everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be starting a brand new Let's Play, and the game that we will be playing is Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. I haven't played a mystery game in such a long time, but I was just browsing through the Steam store and this looked really cool and kind of interesting. I had also seen this on the Switch, but I didn't end up buying it, but it was on sale, so why not? So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into this and see how spooky and scary it really is. So June 18th, 1935, London.
Some post for you, Poirot.
Mr. Hercule Poirot, you fancy yourself, don't you, at solving mysteries that are too difficult for our poor thick-head British police? Let us see, Mr. Clever Poirot, just how clever you can be. Perhaps you'll find this nut too hard to crack. Look out for handover on the 21st of the month. Yours extra, A, B, C.
Oh, it's some sort of joke.
Maybe, but please remind me to inform Chief Inspector Japp.
Alright, guys. What an introduction. I like this so far. Okay, so have you seen the time? Oh, okay. But no, we have not seen the timeline and the bonuses.
It's here, Poirot. The murder took place in this street. Grim place indeed.
Tout à fait, Hastings. The streets of Andover are in a terrible state.
Look, there's Chief Inspector Japp. He's talking with a policeman.
Let us try not to get our shoes wet.
Okay. So, new objective. Go and meet Japp. Oh, okay, so help. Click on a zone in the scenery to go there. When the cursor changes, keep holding the click and move the cursor to the desired action. Okay, so new question available. Is theft the motive for the crime? Okay, so this is a murder mystery, and I am assuming somebody is dead. So we're just going to go ahead and move around. There's a butcher shop here. Doesn't look like anything to do with that, so we're gonna talk to this
Don't
guy.
dilly-dally, Poirot. Japp will be waiting for us.
Okay. I also love the fact that this game seems to have a voice actor for each of the characters. If you've been on my channel thus far, you guys know that I usually end up reading what's going on.
Over here, it's Hastings and Poirot. You missed the 9 o'clock train?
We took the 10:30. Luckily, the service is good to Andover.
So, Chief Inspector, what do we have?
The victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head.
At what time?
Let me just check.
Okay, so take advantage of the moments when the person you are with is busy in order to observe him or her. You will obtain clues about their state of mind and personality. Left click and hold on Japp, then hold and move to the left to select observe. Okay, so that's to speak to him, and we are going to inspect Japp here. So find 3 clues that agree with Pyro's remark. Move the mouse to guide your gaze.
Is Japp being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it.
Okay, So, okay, so it looks like we just kind of move around to different parts, and then whatever just kind of zooms in seems to be...
Chap is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him.
Had anything been taken?
A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What type of woman was Mrs. Asher?
In her 50s, married but separated, no children.
Her husband?
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her.
Okay. Let's see. That does seem kind of too obvious. Even though we're just gonna ask for his
Do
opinion.
you think he's guilty?
We'll look for Franz Asher. If he doesn't have an alibi, the case is closed. A very unoriginal murder.
Peut-être. May I examine the crime scene?
Of course, old chap.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I feel like our main character right now is on the same wavelength that I am. That would seem a little bit generic for Alice's husband to just come out of the woodwork and murder her, even though he's threatened, oh, I'm gonna kill you. So let's see. Click on the arrow in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen to display the menu icons and the inventory. Okay, so Chapter 1. Go and meet Jap, which we've done, and now we must inspect the crime scene. And as he said, the tobacco shop is where this took place. So we're going to look at the victim. So Alice Asher, about 50 years old in Andover. She owns a tobacco shop. She was married to Franz Asher. She lived alone. She was killed in her tobacco shop by a blow to the back of the head. Okay, and then little gray cells. Is theft the motive for the crime? Okay, so here you are making Pyro's little gray cells work. The aim is to answer the question he asked himself by establishing the links between the clues in order to deduce an answer. Hover the cursor over clues to see their descriptions. Click on clues with the left mouse button to select or deselect them to answer the question. Okay, so is theft the motive for the crime? So it looks like there are two clues missing. So the first is a declaration by Chief Inspector Jap that the body was found at about 11 p.m. And our second clue is that no objects of value for sale are in the shop. So just click on the two, and it looks like these are not good enough to answer to answer Pyro's question. So I'm assuming those are things we'll just pick up at the crime scene. I quickly just want to walk around outside if it'll let us and see if we missed anything outdoors. To be honest, we really did not spend much time speaking to... Just talk to him really quick before we go inside.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
Chap is in a good...
Okay, so actually we're just gonna head right inside, guys, into A. Asher, the tobacco store. Okay, so let's take a look around. So it doesn't seem to be anything we can click on in that corner. Looks like we could take a look at whatever is on the counter. Oh. Observe the object from all angles by holding the click and moving the mouse.
Red liquid is...
Whoops. So he said red liquid is oozing out. Is it blood? Huh.
No, it's just some strawberries that are losing their juice. They probably come from the fruit and vegetable shop opposite.
Okay, well, at least it's good to know that our victim has nothing to
It's
do
not
with that
just any
bag.
railway guide. It's an ABC.
Okay, so
It's open at the letter A. There are no prints on the book.
this is actually the book that we just saw in the opening cutscene, I believe. Um, And I don't know, just by a quick guess, I want to think that murders are going to take place in towns or cities that begin with each letter because we're starting with A for Andover. So I don't know, maybe there will be another murder in an area that
The
starts with
counter
B.
is covered with fingerprints all on top of one another. Unfortunately, it will not be possible to use them.
Okay, so it looks like we found all three clues on the counter. Collect ego points to unlock trophies. Discover the actions which give the most points. Okay, so I will say the mouse walking is a little bit janky, but new question available. How do we explain the presence of an ABC guide on the counter? So it looks like there's some more
The
stuff
place is
here.
unusually tidy for a crime scene.
Let's see. It looks like the floor. Okay.
Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
All right. Just gonna look in here. Ah, okay. So that's our second little gray cell question. Let's walk over
There are
here.
cigarettes packets in a mess on the shelf.
Okay, so the cigarettes are a mess, and we are going to take a look at our poor victim on
She
the
has a packet
ground.
of play cigarette next to her hand. Did she drop it when she fell?
Let's see, what else?
This poor woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of blood. She just has one wound on the back of the head. There are no other wounds or signs of a struggle. The body is hidden by the counter and is not visible from the tobacco shop store. Many customers might have thought that Mrs. Asher had popped out.
Oh, it doesn't look like we were finished, but
So, Poirot, any news?
So, an ABC guide with no fingerprints but prints all over the counter.
Normally, the tobacco shop does not sell ABC guides.
Exact. Mon ami, could you have a word with the neighbors? Some may have seen something.
Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
okay. So while Mr. Hastings is our dear friend, he interrupted us in the middle of looking at the crime
This poor
scene.
woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of blood.
Okay, so I'm guessing it just added circles to spots we've
I
looked at
can't see any other
before.
mark on the floor.
And that's 5. Okay. So just from our observations, between looking at Alice's body and this corner in the front of the store, it doesn't look like there was much of a fight, if any. Let's see. Whoops. We're gonna back out of here. Okay, there's a
The door is
door.
locked.
Okay, but it's locked. So we're going to, I guess, head back outside because that looks like everything that we can click on for right now. Okie doke. And let's come talk to Jap. Oh, or maybe not. So it doesn't look like Jap has anything to say to us right this second. There's just some people. Hey, oh, what is this?
This place is run down.
Observing particular places more closely may provide you with further information for the investigation. Okay. Let's see. Something to do with the sign, but it's not. There we go. Okay.
This is a really cutthroat neighborhood. Anyone could have committed the crime.
Okay, so it looks like it pays to definitely walk around and explore our environment a little bit. It does not seem that this game is very cut and dry, like we just walk up to each person and it's very linear. It looks like we do have the ability to actually
This fruit
miss
and
things.
vegetable shop has a front row seat, therefore an employee might have noticed something.
Let's see.
This fruit and...
So, doesn't look like we can go inside. And the door in the tobacco shop was locked, so I'm not quite sure what we're missing. So maybe what we'll do for right now is we'll just go through our different clues. But it looks like we're still missing one. But we'll see if we can figure any of this out. So, no objects. Well, okay, so this is one that we already had. Let's see. Can we figure this one out? Was Miss Asher killed on sight? Okay, so a pool of blood was near her head. No? Okay. There we go. Okay, so the pool of blood was near her head and there were no other marks on the floor. So that makes sense.
Mrs. Asher
Nobody
was
dragged
killed
her
here.
out.
The absence of marks in the shop and the regular shape of the blood stains indicated beyond a doubt.
Nice. Okay, so we figured out one clue. How do we explain the presence of an ABC guide on the counter? Let's see. So, yes, we definitely got the letter saying that there was going to be a murder. There's no railway guide for sale in the shop. And there are no fingerprints. So it was left by the murderer as a signature.
The murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt.
Alright, we are powering through these different little tasks. Oh yeah, and then we're still missing something here. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe we missed something inside. Is something supposed to trigger? Because I know we sent our friend to go check out the neighbors. Is there, let's see, walk around. Can we not walk like, oh, wait. Little hand button. Wow. So it looks like we did miss something. So how objects hide secrets behind complex mechanisms. It is up to you to decipher them in order to find what they are hiding. Observe the object from all angles by holding the click and moving the mouse. Zoom in by clicking on part of the object with the left button of the mouse. Zoom out using the right button or click on the arrow icon. Some elements move by holding the left click of the mouse and moving it.
The till does not appear.
Whoops. I did not mean to skip that, but from what it sounded like he was saying, it doesn't look like the till has been messed with. There are no beat marks, there are no scratch marks. So let's see, can we open this?
Something is preventing the drawer from opening.
Okay, so
It would be best to examine the rest of the till.
Okay, so we're gonna go back. So it looks like there's a number here. So there's an 8. We can't look under it. There's a 5.
Ah, a mechanism has just made a fan click.
Oh, okay. So we have an 8 and a 5. Maybe we can open this now.
The till is full of money, but there is something strange.
Okay, so, and we have a 2.
Something is hidden and
So let's go back. So let's see. So the 8 is in the first spot, the 5 is in the middle, and the 2. So let's see. So 8, 5, 2.
this
Awesome.
must be the key to the back of the shop.
Nice. Okay. So we are making progress. So to use an object in the inventory, slide it on to an element in the scenery or a person. The objects that you stock in your inventory can also be examined more closely. To do this, click on an object in the inventory. So we already know what the key is for, but we're gonna look at it anyways. So a large rusty key found in Alice Asher's till. So there's nothing peculiar about this. It's just the key, but you never know. So we're just going to
The door is locked.
um, there we go. So use the key. Okay, so now we are in Alice's bedroom. As we can see, I assume that's probably her and her husband. So we're just to start walking around and inspecting, and there's blood on the bed.
Did Alice Asher suffer from nosebleeds?
Okay, and there's also a picture, it looks like.
An inscription in German. Souvenir of our honeymoon in the Black Forest. To my Alice forever, Franz Asher. The Ashers were a lovely couple when they were young.
Okay. But it was definitely still a murder because although there is blood on the bed,
What a strange box.
she did take
It looks
a
like
blow
you
to
have
the
to slide
head.
the slats of wood to open it.
Okay, so
It is blocked.
okay, so this is most likely another puzzle. So it looks like what is this under here? So we're just gonna move. Nice.
This button appears to activate a mechanism.
Let's see. There also look to be slabs around
It is blocked.
sides of the box. Let's see. Can we move any more of these? Okay. So you have a button there.
It is blocked.
Okay. Do any more of them look like... Oh, okay. So this opened up something on the opposite side. So we press that one, we press that one. Let's see if we can go ahead and slide this open.
It is blocked.
Or hang on, let's see. Oh, there's another
That
button on
should do
this
it.
side. Okay, so oops, we're just gonna slide the top off and see what Alice is hiding in
Who
this
is this young
box.
woman? To my dear Aunt Alice, married Howard.
Have you found anything?
The victim has a niece. We must find her.
Okay, so we are making our way through this game. So we've inspected the bed, we've opened up her lockbox, and I saw this hand over here, and it looks like more puzzles. Um, let's see.
It is blocked.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is spin. I can't see under the dresser, so we're just gonna fiddle around with this first.
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to respect the symmetry.
Okay, so this looks like we're going to have to align this to be able to make it to the middle. Let's see here. Guys, it has been a while. Oh, that was
I
easy.
heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
I was gonna say it's been a while since I have done a puzzle game or anything of the sort, but it sounds like this open?
It is blocked.
Oh. So what
These
is this?
drawings appear to be attached to the chest of drawers.
Okay, so okay. Okay, so there's 4 up here. Can I turn? Okay, so oh, I believe that's what it looked like up top. So I guess we check on all of these and the decorations should mirror that of what's down here. So that's 2. Look at this front one. So the bird's head is to the left and the tail is pointing out to the right, like this. And then there should be one more, and the bird is upside down. So let's see. And rotate. Oh! Okay, can we open this?
Medicine.
Okay. Antitussive-based laudanum, Morley Laboratory, London. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything else you can do with this. I can't open the bottle, but it's funny, the last time...
Laudanum-based cough medicine, Mrs. Asher, and Dover Morley Laboratory, London.
The last
It's strange
time...
to find such an elaborate medicine from a leading London laboratory in the home of such a modest woman.
Okay, now that he's done talking, it has actually been a while since I have seen laudanum in a game. I believe the last time was so long ago back watching like a Let's Play of Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Wow.
From Mr. Adam Flint, Royal Bank, Eastfield Road, Andover. To Mrs. Alice Asher, 5 Bishops Road, Andover. Dear Mrs. Asher, further to your request of 12 February 1935, I have informed my superiors of your wish to apply for a loan to acquire the lease of the shop you rent from Mr. Fairfax. Despite the seriousness of your case, I regret to inform you that your request has been denied. The amount of your personal contribution, £11, is not high enough and represents too small a part of the final transaction. I remain at your disposal for any questions. Adam Flint. Mrs. Asher's meager savings were not enough for her to own the tobacco shop, but will largely cover her funeral costs.
That's unfortunate. So it looks like she
Let us
tried
now
to take
try
out a
and get how
loan.
Brent cells to work.
But yeah, as I was saying, like the last time I probably heard of Laudanum in a game was like way back. And I remember watching YouTube back in like 2007, 2008. So I've definitely been watching gameplays and stuff for the longest time. Um, but now it looks like we have finally found the last two clues that we needed. So is theft the motive for the crime? So we're going to say the till is full of money. So if we were trying to rob, if someone was trying to rob the store, they would have taken the cash. And there's nothing worth taking. So the theft is not motive.
The motive is definitely not financial gain. There is no sign of a struggle, and the till has not been forced or emptied. I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can find any more information in the shop's surroundings.
Okay, so let's see. Looks like quite a bit of stuff left for us to look at. Oh, I guess he's just going to look at himself. Okay. When we walk over there and take a look
This
at the
interior
kitchen.
is very simple.
I have to double check, but this game reminds me so much of like a Telltale style. I did not catch the company that published this.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Okay, so let's see. He just looks at himself in the mirror. We checked over here. The lamp doesn't seem to have anything. We checked the table. Checked, oh, checked the bed. The painting doesn't look like it's holding any secrets behind it. So we're just gonna leave and walk back outside. And we inspected in here already, so we're just gonna head out of the shop. Have you seen the 50 trophies to unlock? They're in the bonuses. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here. So our last objective, it looks like, is to inspect the tobacco shop surroundings. We have a new suspect, so Mary Drower in Andover. She is Alice Asher's niece. So it looks like we just have the two of them.
4 pence a lettuce, a lovely large lettuce, 4 pence only.
Okay, and so she is selling a large head of lettuce for 4 pence only.
Dash! A puddle. How clumsy.
That is true, dear Pyro. Wet socks are not fun. We already inspected this shop.
This is a really cutthroat neighborhood. Anyone could have committed the crime.
Okay, so yeah, we already knocked that off our list. I don't see anything else of interest. So we're just gonna head over here to the fruit and vegetable store. Nancy Bodley.
Strawberries, 6 pence a pound.
There's, oh,
A bottle of poor quality vinegar. The smell could awaken the dead.
okay, so we are going to speak to her. Might be kind of weird
I'll
if we
be
just
with you
walk
in a
up
few
to her.
minutes,
Oh,
sir.
so I guess we will observe her. Figured that would be a little bit weird.
This woman appears to be a smoker.
Okay.
She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop.
That look she's giving us. It seems like we're about to get cursed out by this fruit and vegetable store owner. But let's see. Information added in Pyro's notebook about Nancy Bodley. So I don't know. Maybe Nancy could have committed the murder. She seems to have a box of matches and cigarettes from the store next door, potentially. We already don't know the price of the lettuce. I don't think she'd be too happy if we open with a joke that her strawberries are not fresh. So we're just gonna
Did you
ask
know
what her
Alice Asher
relationship
well?
is.
And for starters, who are you?
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you're here about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
Let's see.
I do not quite understand. You work next door to each other, but you do not see each other?
It's true. I didn't see her all day.
We're gonna go with the first one, because she did have strawberries on her
I know
counter that
that
went
Alice
bad.
Asher bought strawberries from you yesterday.
Well, you know more than I do then. Run along now. I have work to do.
Okay, that's a little bit suspicious. I'm trying to figure out more information about a murder that took place next door to your shop, and the only thing you have to tell me is something sarcastic.
you-
Okay, so it seems like she has nothing else to say to us. We can't go inside of her shop. We're gonna look at our notes on her. So, suspect. Nancy Bodley, about 50 years old in Andover. She runs a fruit and vegetable shop. She smokes. She must have been a customer of the tobacco shop. Okay, so she's not helpful at all, but
Hey,
we know that
Poirot.
she's lying.
Is the greengrocer causing trouble? I'll sort her out.
No, please, leave her, Chief Inspector. I'll get her to talk later.
I found the victim's niece. She's waiting for you in the back of the shop.
Thank you, mon ami. I'll question her.
Okie doke. So, new objective, question Mary Drower. So, there's a police officer that has gotten involved, that has found her. We're going to head inside and have some words with her. Oh, so I hear crying.
Jap had the body removed out of respect for the victim's niece. His attention is commendable.
Okay, new question available. Can we establish the time range during which Mrs. Archer was killed? So our new objective is to question the niece, and we have two questions that are lingering, so we are going to try and answer them both. So what was Mrs. Asher doing when she was killed? Okay, so yeah, she did have a cigarette packet by her hand. She was probably cleaning the shelves. This one? Yeah, I guess that last one makes the most sense. That should have been obvious. That she was
The murderer
putting things
probably
away.
pretended to be a customer.
The last
He
clue.
hit the shopkeeper from behind as he turned around to serve him.
Okay, and we have one more. Can we establish the time range during which Mrs. Archer was killed? So we're missing a clue, but we're going to try and answer it anyways because we only need two pieces. So I remember there were two time ones, so we're just going to try both of these. Alice Asher was killed between 5:30 and 11 in the evening. So can we reduce this time range and why? Well, the letter. I believe the letter had a time. Hmm. Yeah, so I think we're missing something because the fact that no railway guide is sold in a tobacco shop doesn't really have anything to do, I don't think, with the time range, and neither does the wound in the back of her head, so I'm assuming it's that. But I feel like it's definitely the letter because the letter did tell us the day. I just don't remember off the top of my head if it told us a time, and it doesn't look like we have the letter on hand. So maybe it might make sense for me to keep a notebook on the side just to take notes. So we're going to observe the niece.
Is her grief sincere?
Well, let's see. I can't really tell. I don't see any tears coming out of her eyes.
She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start questioning her. So that's kind of rude. We're not going to demand that she stops crying, so we're going
You
to
are very
ask
fond of
about
your
the
aunt, am I
aunt.
right?
She was the only family I had since my mother died.
Let's see. We're going to go and ask if
Your
the aunt had
aunt did
children.
not have any children. Is that correct?
No, she was separated from her husband.
What do you think about Franz Asher, your aunt's husband?
He never left her alone. Poor aunt. She used to drop by all the time and make a scene.
Okay, so ask if Alice was afraid of her husband, or ask if she ever thought the husband would go through with his threats. Ask.
Was your aunt afraid of her husband?
He shouted a lot, but she wasn't afraid of him. Why, he used to slink away when she turned on him. He was afraid of her, if you like.
Okay, so let's see. I don't think it's our place to say divorce is the
Did your
solution
aunt
given the
enjoy
time
good health?
period.
She had a bad throat, but she was well cared for by a doctor in London.
Does Franz Asher work?
All he's done for years is drink and gamble, but he used to be a very good cabinet maker.
What does he live on?
My aunt used to give him 5 shillings a week.
Did Franz Asher extort this money from her?
No, she didn't let him intimidate her. She gave the money quite willingly. He was her husband. She couldn't leave him with nothing.
I understand. You have been of great assistance, mademoiselle.
Okay. So, the niece seems to be
Please
fairly
take this
honest
young
with
lady,
us.
My pleasure.
Well, this Franz Asher does not seem to be quite so dangerous as Jab says. And since Alice Asher gave him money regularly, it was not in his interest to kill her.
Okay, so Jap was absolutely wrong, it seems, that the husband doesn't seem to be our prime suspect. I'm not going to rule him out and say that he didn't do it, but I'm also not going to say that he did. So we're going to look at our notes really quick. So Mary Drower is about 30 years old. She is Alice's niece. Her aunt was her only family. She confirms that Franz Asher is violent, but he was afraid of his wife, and the aunt gave her husband 5 shillings a week. Okay, so now we have to find Franz. And let's see, can we? Nope, so we're still missing a clue. That's fine. Those don't look like they're timed or anything, so we're not in a rush to complete that. Oh.
We have to wait for him to sleep it off. He's all yours, Poirot. There are a few things I need to check.
There must be some way of sobering him up.
I wonder what his wife used to do. He must have scared the customers away.
Okay, so look at what Franz dropped. Also, let's see, Franz Asher, about 60 years old in Andover. He was a cabinet maker. He doesn't work at the moment. He is a notorious alcoholic with a violent and aggressive temperament. So let's see. Let's look in this corner at the stuff he knocked off of the shelf.
It's Alice Asher's notebook.
Whoops. So let's see. It looks like a ledger just from when we were down on the floor.
Bodley. The fruit seller has debts too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information. Mary Drower was telling the truth. Mrs. Asher regularly gave money to her alcoholic husband.
Okay, and...
A box of new stockings. He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up.
Okay. Oh,
Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
I did not mean to click on that. I meant to get back into our notebook. Let's see. Okay, so it added an extra note about her. So she owed Alice Asher 10 pounds. So now we have to find a way to sober up the husband. Some objects in your inventory can be modified. Okay. So while Franz is over there... Oh, maybe we can take this.
A bottle of poor quality vinegar. The smell could awaken the dead.
So I was hoping the pyro
Strawberries,
would
6 pence
pick
a pound.
up.
A
Try
bottle of
one more time. No, I was hoping he would pick it up and wave it in front of Franz's nose. Let's see. We already know that she sells subpar quality fruit, but we're just gonna go on ahead and just blurt out and accuse her of Alice Asher's murder, because she's not really trying to talk to us. She's very sarcastic, and maybe by being very blunt and aggressive, she'll be more forthcoming with information.
I am accusing you of the murder of Mrs. Asher.
What? It wasn't me!
According to the victim's account book, you owed her 10 pounds for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
Okay, so it kind of looks like we've shocked her into cooperating. So we're not going to accuse her of lying, but we are going to ask
Now,
for an
please be so
explanation.
kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Okay, so I'm inclined to believe her because either she didn't bother to peek over the counter and didn't see Alice's body, or maybe Alice just wasn't in front of the store yet. She could have been in the back. So we're not going to accuse her of theft. We're gonna ask her what she
Did
saw.
you see anything unusual in the shop?
No. Well, maybe one thing. There was a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them. Maybe it's the customer who left it there.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France, her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
Oh, okay. Alright, but at least we have finally gotten some information
I will
out
not
of
obtain anything
Nancy.
else.
So let's open up the book. She left some strawberries at the tobacco shop at 6 p.m. and she didn't see anyone. So actually, that is the last clue that we need to narrow down the time. Mm, let's see. Okay, so that. Okay.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Okay, so it looked like we just needed her cooperation so we could get the bottle to wake up the husband. So we are going to go and wave the stinky vinegar in front of Franz's nose and force him to wake up. Let's see what dear old drunken Franz has to say to us. Wake up!
Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbors, and
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
no.
Bien. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again.
Okay,
The
so
priority is to question Asher.
we are going to take a look at Franz first. Just from far
This
away,
man
I
is in
could
rather
already
a bad
see
state.
that he had a black eye, so we're just gonna go straight in and look at that. Oh, okay. Oh. He looks like he was in a
This
bar
man has
fight.
been fighting and he smells of alcohol.
And now it is time to roast him. Let's see. What were you
What
doing
were you doing
yesterday?
yesterday at the time of the crime?
Can't recall.
We're gonna be
Come on,
polite.
my friend. Try to remember. It is important.
I'm really sorry, sir, but I don't remember a thing.
I see. But maybe you do remember threatening to kill your wife?
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
Are you often involved in fights?
I don't know what you mean.
It's funny, I was actually going to offer him a cigarette first because he kind of seems like the person that wouldn't really cooperate unless you try to butter him up. But that's fine. It looks like we're still making progress. We're not going to make fun of him, obviously. We're going
Asher,
to...
look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
Oh
But he's
no.
not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events.
Okay, we are making progress. So reconstruct the crime's course of events by selecting the actions that the killer may have executed. Oh. This music is creepy
The
and
killer
ominous.
enters the shop.
Mrs.
already
Asher keeps her back
backwards.
turned. The murderer grabs his walking stick. She turns around, he strikes her violently. He then places the ABC on the counter before leaving.
No, the victim has no wood to the temple. And the ABC is not the same as in the crime scene. Let us think again, mon cher.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. I was thinking that she was already turned around, so maybe they could have just
The
swiftly
killer
um,
enters the shop.
hit her, but she probably would have heard him coming in anyways. So yeah, they most likely
Mrs.
would have
Asher
advanced
turns
to
around
speak
to
to
greet a
her.
customer.
And then they ask her for something.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
He then places the ABC on the counter before leaving.
The ABC was not found like that. We are not far from the solution, Hastings. Would you mind if we thought about it a little more?
Oh no!
The
Oh,
killer enters the shop.
we have to start all over. Okay, so he walks up to the counter.
Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer.
And then he asks her for something.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Okay, so they turn
He then
around.
places the ABC upside down before leaving.
Okay, but I mean, that didn't
Everything
say
appears
that they
to
were
match the
flipping
crime
the
scene,
book.
cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
When you say turn around, I'm thinking that they were gonna walk away from the counter. Oh man. Congratulations, this trophy is part of your collection. Rustic Confessional.
Asher has a strong alibi, and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home, there's nothing for us here.
Okay, so there are a bunch of notes in our notebook.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot, and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go
And
and see.
maybe we're about to get murdered. Okay, so I think what we are going to do here is we are going to just read through our notebook really quickly, and then we'll probably call it an episode. We're about an hour in, but so far we have been introduced to the main crisis here. Alice Asher has been murdered. We have interrogated the neighbor at the fruit and vegetable shop, Nancy. We've spoken to the niece, and we have also interrogated the husband, Franz. And it looks so far like neither of the three suspects have anything to do with poor Alice's murder. So let's see. The last note they added was after Jap's confirmation, his alibi appears to hold. So Franz is no longer a suspect, but a witness. Same with Mary. We've come to the conclusion that she's also a witness. We've read those notes, and Nancy as well is no longer a suspect. So she left some strawberries at the tobacco shop at 6 p.m. and she didn't see anyone. I guess we'll Okay, yeah, so we answered all of the questions so far. But yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it here, and the next time when we come back, we will read the letter, and I'm sure the ABC murderer will be back at it again, and we will be traveling off to some town that begins with the letter B. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been so long since I played a game like this, and I'm really excited to kind of put the pieces together and figure out this one big mystery. But if you guys did enjoy, please go ahead and like, share, or subscribe if you like. You could leave a comment. You can say anything, really. And I'll do my best to respond. But I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye!